doing, YouTube? It's Will from Will Development. It's my 259th weekly update. First thing I want to talk about is I want to welcome and thank the new subscribers I have. I think I'm up to a whopping 117 on the channel now. I've always ran this channel, and I will always run this channel, where I don't do a lot of promotion because I'm not about quantity, I want quality. I would rather the 117 people that are subscribed actually give a shit. I mean, honestly, the views don't reflect that so much. I average maybe 10 to 12 views, which is about 10% of the audience, which is, could be better, could be worse. But, again, I don't really promote it as well as I could, or maybe even should. But the quality of the people that are watching these videos, I know they're here because they want to be here, not because I coerce them to be here for some reason or another. It's because one way or another they enjoy watching the journey, or they enjoy some of the stupid little tips and tricks I drop every once in a while that are sometimes useful. The second thing I want to discuss is my yearly update. I am coming up on, I want to say 4 years. I can check real quick. But I think it'll be my 4th yearly update now. What would be the easiest way to check that would be the question. Probably here, and then probably here, and then probably here. Probably here. Wow. I love how I search my own channel and I can't even fucking find it, It's ridiculous. Like, I literally search Will Development and God, I gotta go through all this just to find my own channel. Silly. Silly, silly, silly. Let's see here. Playlists would be a good place to check. Yearly updates. 2, 3, 4. Wow, okay, so it'll be my 5th yearly update, which means it'll be 5 years. When did I do that? Last year. I'll have to check. 4th. When did that go up? I mean, just take your time loading. It's okay. The people aren't waiting or anything. Let's see here. When did I actually upload that? The 26th of last year. So, by that logic, this year's will be right around that same time. I was going to say the yearly update is going to be... You know what? Actually, it was late last year, though. Regardless, I'm not going to be putting up my yearly update until after the comp. I plan on taking my laptop and stuff with me down there, because Thursday, or Friday mostly, I'm not going to have a lot going on. I'm just going to be doing some, basic, just, warm-up stuff kind of things, just mobility work, if I may, in preparation for the comp on Saturday, which means I won't be doing a whole lot. But I'm also not just going to be sitting around doing nothing, so I'm probably going to be, ripping videos and stuff. And working on my actual yearly update, and I'll be hopefully getting some footage from the comp to put into the yearly update, as well as a comp recap. We'll see how it goes. It's my first comp back. I'm just looking to have a decent time and just literally just do my best. I'm not going there to beat anybody. Not even going there to beat myself. I'm still chasing some of the weights and some of the events, so it's one of those things where it's just a nice, fun little challenge to have, and something that kept me training, because if I didn't have that at some point in the last 4 months, I probably would have stopped training for a little bit, just due to this or that. But, once I had that set, I had obligations, so I think that's the pro tip for this week. Now, to specifically talk about this week, I guess I should finish that thought. The yearly update will come out sometime after the comp, which is on the 21st. Yes, the 21st of this month. But before October. So I'll have about a 7 day window to get it out. Well, more like a week. I'll have about a week to get it out in between those times. But it will come out, and it will hopefully be a good yearly recap once again. Now, this week, talking specifically about this week, This week went pretty okay. Now, I actually happen to live in Florida, in case anybody didn't know. I live in Central Florida. And there was the big old bad hurricane that was coming through. And for a while there, it looked like it was going to hit us. Saturday was fine. Sunday was fine. Monday we had off for Labor Day anyway. Tuesday was fine. Wednesday was fine, which the gym was finally open again on Tuesday, but I did not go in on Tuesday. I went in on Wednesday and did my squat workout, which was very rough and just awful. I normally would finish an event no matter what, but I was just moving so slow that I didn't see the point in risking hurting myself in some way to just finish the course. I was already running 11 seconds on that second run of Zercher carry yoke, so I just put the damn thing down about 5 to 8 feet shy. I just said I'm done. Which, to be fair, that's over 50 feet still. It's a 60-foot run I was doing, so it's still over 50 feet, which is, I think the comp is 50. So I'm still doing okay, but at the weight I had, I just, everything was feeling like shit. It was a rough day Wednesday. Thursday was much better. It was a press day, and I actually technically got a PR. I did a 190 on an axle, which I've never done that much on an axle, even from a rack, regardless of position. So that was pretty exciting to get that for one. Went for it for a few times. Missed it the first time I went for it, then I got it the second time. Missed it again, and then I missed it again, and then I just dropped down and did 170, just dropped it 5 pounds, so 183 or whatever that was. No, 10 pounds off, so 178, and I got that pretty easy. So, the strength is there. It's coming up. I just keep making the joke. Someday I'll not zero a pressing event at a comp, but it probably won't be this comp, and that's okay. I'm going to go out there and do my best, and worst case, it'll be kind of like when I did Miami's and I hit. I never cleaned a 200-pound log before, and I cleaned it. The most I'd ever cleaned was 190, I think, at the time, and I cleaned a 200-pounder, and lo and behold, I actually got the damn thing pretty close to, starting. So, here's hoping I can get pretty close on the same way. If I even just clean the 230, I'll be pretty excited about that. That being said, if I clean it, I'm going to try to press the thing, and, I got a minute and a half. I'll give it a good 3 or 4 tries before I throw in the towel if I don't make at least one. And who knows, I might even make one, You never know what's going to happen the day of. I might just be able to summon some sort of weird power I have somewhere. We'll see. I'm apprehensively hopeful. And then tonight, on the Partial Dead, I pulled 370 for like sets of 3, and it was actually feeling pretty good. It was funny because I was feeling good through the motion, and that was about the only time I was feeling good all night tonight. So I said, screw it, I'm going to go up, I'll throw another 50 pounds on there, which made it 420 pounds, 420 blazing. And I pulled that for a single, and it actually looked pretty damn good. I was quite pleased. When you see the footage on the weekly update on Wednesday, it's going to look weird because right when I started pulling, I don't know what happened with the camera while it was recording, but it paused just as I started to pull, and then the whole screen just starts kind of shaking like this. Don't know why, don't know what to do about it, but it just is what it is. So, but the footage is there, so that's pretty cool. Other than that, I've got some pressing to do tomorrow, and probably some sandbag carries because I skipped them last week. But we'll see how everything goes. Let's just put it that way. So anyway, the moral of the story is actually, I don't remember what the moral of the story this week was. I already forgot what my pro tip was going to be. I was disappointed with myself a little bit on Wednesday. I know that. And then Thursday and then today I made up for it. So, if you disappoint yourself in one training session, it's not the end of the world. There's always tomorrow. And that being said, you should kind of treat things like there is no tomorrow. And when it counts, I think. I think that's a difference between my logic in a lot of ways, and a lot of other people's. I don't treat training like there's no tomorrow. Training is always there's tomorrow. There's always tomorrow with training. When you're in a comp, there is no tomorrow. That's it. And that's the difference between a comp and training to me. Practice versus practitioner. That's not the right word. Practice versus execution. Just remember, training is just practice, and then once you're on the floor, that's when you need to perform. So there's nothing wrong with a bad performance in practice, and there's really nothing wrong with a bad performance in the actual performance either. Just don't beat yourself up too much about it, because I know I'm my worst critic. I'm always the hardest on myself, especially when I fail things I know I should be able to do. And sometimes it's just not my fault. And I don't like that, because I like things to be my fault, because that means I can fix it. But sometimes the body just can't do things, you know what I mean? And sometimes it just doesn't cooperate how you want it to. And that's hard for me to accept, because I like to, believe I'm in control of my body. But, sometimes you're just not. And that's okay. But it's an easy trap to fall into as well. Being very cryptic and very back and forth with things, but unfortunately that's how a lot of this shit is. It's not, there is no black and white. It's not just like I can sit here and say, you're always in control of your body. Like, sometimes your body just will not cooperate. Sometimes you're just not capable of doing X or Y. And it's just that simple, and it sucks, but it's true. And then other times you're 100% just being lazy. So you got to learn when you're just being lazy or when it's just time to call it. And that's what I did on Monday. I just said I'm going to call it, because there's no point for me to push through this last 10, 8 or 10 feet, 5 to 10 feet, because it's, just, I'm not going to gain anything from it other than just hating myself for being so slow. And there's nothing wrong with that, because then, Thursday and then today, I made up for it. So keep that in mind. There's always tomorrow in training. And if you don't keep that in mind, what's your excuse?